Hello everybody and welcome to this week's video or podcast depending on where you're listening. This week we're talking about falling in love, but falling in love with the most important person that you can fall in love with, and that is yourself. So many people walk throughout life not even liking themselves, never mind loving themselves. They can't even accept parts of themselves, and so we do things like unconsciously repress half of our personality. We project the best parts of ourselves onto other people, the parts that we don't necessarily believe that are ours. We project them out there. We project out the darkness, and because we probably don't love that about ourselves. We believe that we are bad if we have anything dark or negative in our personality, in our being, so we push it out. We are losing out on so much of life because we are not fully accepting and loving ourselves. And this is 99.9% of the population, so you are not alone. If you struggle to spend time with yourself, if you struggle to believe in yourself, if you struggle to be alone with your thoughts and not constantly distract yourself, you are not alone. This is the majority of the world, especially the majority of the Western world. We are in a time where we're being encouraged to put all of our attention out there, believe that we are not good enough, believe that we are not worthy, in a time of consumerism where we're buying everything to make ourselves feel worthy, to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians, to keep up appearances of who we think we should be in order to be loved and accepted by everybody else. But forget everybody else. Because do you love and accept yourself? What I believe this world needs is a whole global community of people who act with self-love, who love themselves. I believe that we would see more kindness, we would see more compassion, we would see the world change, we would see more peace, we would not see war, we would not see all of this darkness that we do see, that is happening. And yes, I believe that without kind of bypassing the depth of what is happening in the world, I believe that a lot of this needs to happen so that we can come back to love, so that we can understand what it is that we need on our level, but then what the world needs. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm, and so when we can give ourselves more love and compassion, we can see that reflected out into the world. We can give that out into the world. So it's so important to take time in your life to fall in love with yourself, because you do not want to be on your deathbed thinking, God, I never really spent time trying to enjoy my life, trying to enjoy myself, trying to get to know myself. I worried about other people too much. I did what other people wanted me to do too much. Like, if you want to live a magical life that you're proud of and that you know you did your very, very best, you need to start with the simple act of self-love. And so this is why I believe that we're here on planet Earth. I believe that this is why we have incarnated at this time, in this space, so that we can come back to love, so that we can learn how to love, so that we can realize our true natural state as the energy of love. This is why I believe we're here. We forget this, so we are born and we are brought up in our society, and so we forget, like, we are not programmed to love ourselves. We are not programmed to believe that we are this energy of love. We are not programmed to believe in love, apart from the romantic Hollywood idea of love that is ever elusive. And so we forget that we are love, and as we move throughout life, we are being called to remember our true state. We are being called to remember that we are love in its purest form. And I don't believe that we can fully experience the beauty of this world, the beauty that life has to offer, until we can love ourselves, until we can love others fully. Until we integrate love, until we embody love, I do not believe that we can experience the full magic that we are being given in this world. So the idea of self-love is very different on Instagram and in social media than it is in like actual self-love. So I've spoken about this before, but self-love isn't buying yourself flowers. It isn't getting a massage. It isn't champagne in the bath, which I thought it was for so long. It isn't buying yourself a diamond ring. It isn't taking yourself on holiday. It's not even taking yourself out for a coffee. It can be all of these things, but the real act of self-love is so much deeper than just buying yourself flowers. Self-love is doing the hard thing. It's knowing that you need to take action on something and doing it, whether it feels light or whether it feels painful. It's following your intuition. It's setting boundaries. It's caring for your energy. It's having discipline and doing the things that your body, like your subconscious mind, your ego is telling you that you don't want to do because it's not comfortable, but doing them because you know that it's your highest. Self-love is dreaming big. It's having a vision. It's working towards something higher than yourself, believing that you can make a difference in the world. And self-love, like most importantly, is loving and accepting all of you. The good, the bad, the ugly. It is so much more than just going and having your nails done. But while it can be that, it's what place are you coming at? From what place are you having your nails done, for instance? Is it because that you don't believe that you're good enough without the nails? Or is it because you have been told that by Instagram or by an advert that this is how you show your self-love? Or is it because you already love and accept who you are and you're going just because you want to, because that's what you feel like doing with your time and energy? And so for me, self-love has shown up in many different ways, like the real self-love. When I had a jewelry company, I designed a set of rings based on the idea of self-love. I designed a jewelry collection based on the idea of self-love. And at the time, it was coming from a place of self-hatred. The irony, and I didn't understand it. It was almost like the shadow side of self-love, where it was, I've been burned too many times. I'm going to don my iron armor and pretend that I love myself, and I'm going to use a diamond ring to do so. I still wear the ring every day, and I am considering bringing them back because I know that now it's coming from a pure place of self-love and understanding love as the energy rather than as a piece of armor that I want to use as a brand to say, this is, I love myself, I don't need a man, basically. Because that's not self-love. Rejecting anybody is not self-love. Rejecting because you're just rejecting a part of yourself. Another act of self-love that I have done is breaking up with a boyfriend. That there was nothing particularly wrong with our relationship, but we knew that it wasn't for either of our highest vision. So I had to make the call and I had to break up with him because it wasn't serving either of us, and we were just comfortable and afraid to be alone. So that act of self-love showed my true self that I'm here for you. I am here to fall in love with you. And another one is creating healthy habits. I was talking to a friend earlier about, I used to be a runner, so I used to run marathons and always be training and do ultra marathons, and how much faster can I go? How much quicker can I go? Can I beat this person? Can I beat my last PB? Can I get a 3-hour 30 marathon? And yes, I probably could, but at the same time, I was totally beating my body down. My body was in a total state of stress and anxiety, living on cortisol and adrenaline. And it wasn't just the running, there was so much else going on in my life, but I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't loving my body. I was trying to beat my body into shape beat my body into winning, and it doesn't work. So I swapped running for yoga. And now if I go for a run, it's because I want to tootle around the fields in the countryside and to maybe explore somewhere with friends. It's not because I want to see if I can run a 5K in under 25 minutes. Self-love is also knowing what it is that you want in your heart. And maybe there's something that you perceive as the right thing to do, and maybe the thing that you want in your heart is deemed as irresponsible or not the right thing to do. Like maybe it's changing career, maybe it is breaking up with a boyfriend, maybe it's doing it's doing the hard thing, right? It's knowing that something is right for you and doing that thing anyway, whether even if it challenges society's perceptions, society's conditioning, society's beliefs of you. So it's listening to your heart. And you can only really get here when you accept who you are fully. And I'll get onto that in just a moment. So how do you fall in love with yourself? Well, patience. It takes patience, understanding, acceptance. Patience because it's not a linear process, and because you're going to learn things about yourself that you probably don't like, and you might learn that you have some toxic traits that have been and that you act in a way that maybe you don't like. And it's really hard to accept criticism of ourselves, but try not to criticize yourself as you're going through this process, because it's about acceptance. So acceptance of understanding that until you make the unconscious conscious, you're running on a set, your life is running, you are running on a set of unconscious programs. So self-love is about making your unconscious programs conscious so that you can learn to love and accept all of who you are, how you've been made, how you've been molded to show up in this world. And then from that place, you get to choose something new. You get to choose to live as you truly are. But as you're going through this process, which is known as shadow work, as you're coming to know thyself and accept thyself fully, this is the biggest step in loving yourself, because you can't love yourself until you accept all of who you are. So the fact, like when you get triggered and you get angry and you might snap at somebody, accept that that isn't how I want to act, but there's something in me that was triggered. I need to address this, look at this, love it, accept it, feel everything it's asking me to feel, and then I can move forward. And as you work through this, you will notice yourself start to change. You will notice that you won't be triggered by these things, and that you will be more aware of how you act, and accepting as well that you might be a person with big dreams. You might be a person that wants to be on stage singing. You might be a person who wants to start a business, run a business, or grow your business. And you may not believe that you can have these things, but accepting your dreams is the first step to making them happen, because they're a part of you. They've been given to you for a reason. And when you see these people that you admire who are running successful businesses, who are fully booked with clients, who are on the stages and in the shows, talking, sharing their story, publishing their books, when you see these people, understanding that they're just showing you what's possible for you. So it's not out there, it's in here. And that is an act of self-love. And when you can accept, I'm seeing this because it's a part of me and it's possible for me, then you integrate it, and then you're able to see it manifest in your reality. This is all self-love. And it's understanding some of your traumas, repressed emotions, like it's personal development on the deepest level, personal growth, knowing thyself on the deepest level, and then coming back to who you are in truth. So accepting that your true nature is not your conditioned beliefs and programs. It is this energy of love. It is this essence of peace and bliss, and all of these things that we believe that we need to do something outside of us to achieve. And it's not, it's all within us, because it's our natural state of being. And when you're on this journey of patiently accepting yourself. This is when you invite in more love and compassion for who you are, understanding that how you act is not necessarily how you consciously want to act. It's a lot of it is unconscious, and that is okay, because we live in a world, thankfully, where consciousness doesn't judge us for good or bad. We're allowed to have our own morals based on our own perceptions, but it also invites us then to have more love and compassion for those outside of us, those that we see in the world who may be acting from their own unconscious programs and conditions. So if somebody peeps at you while you're driving, like, you may have more compassion to, they might just be having a bad day, rather than giving them the finger and, I don't know, cutting them up or whatever. Rather than reacting, you can act from a place of love and compassion, and this itself brings you back to your natural state of love, of peace, of inner tranquility, that this idea of self-love really promises to give. You also fall in love with yourself more by acknowledging that you have dreams and that you have a vision and a purpose and passions in life, and having the courage to go after your highest vision, to understand that whatever your heart's desires are, your soul desires, not necessarily the ego desires that the world has told you that you should want, like the designer handbags or the fast cars. Yeah, you can have those too if they're coming from your soul. Wants to drive that Lamborghini. Your soul says, yeah, I appreciate the quality of a Chanel handbag, rather than I need the Lamborghini to show that I'm really successful, and I need the Chanel handbag to show that I fit in with my friends. It's a soul desire. What are your soul desires? And when you can listen to your soul and your heart and ask her what she wants, then you will start to be asked to take action towards those things. And when you can take action towards those things, you can start to see these things manifest in your life. You have to act courageously. You have to act knowing that you're here for something. You're here for something more than maybe what you've been programmed to believe. Self-love really does ask you to be bold and courageous. So can you give yourself that? We can cultivate all of these things. We can go for a higher vision. We can accept and love ourselves fully. We have to do it in every moment throughout every day. So we have to become conscious of what we're trying to achieve with our time and our energy, being aware of how we're living our lives. We also can create ourselves a devotional practice where every morning and every evening or we sit down and we connect to ourselves, and we can connect to our heart, and we can check in with her, and we can ask her how she is, and we can ask her what is possible for us today. How do you want me to act in the world today? How can I love you more today? And when you connect to your heart in a devotional practice, it can be through meditation, self-inquiry, yoga, going for a walk in nature, sitting down and journaling, writing your dreams, maybe tarot cards. You can create a devotional practice that works for you. But in doing this, it's a state of self-connection, and you want to connect with yourself because you love yourself. And that's showing yourself, your heart, that I love you, I'm here for you. So I really believe that if you're on this journey of wanting to fall in love with yourself, wanting to fall in love with life, you need a devotional practice that opens your heart, or a cup of cacao as you sit and journal in the morning. Also, as a side note, if there's practices in my life that I don't necessarily feel comfortable or like doing, so money was always one. I never wanted to sit down and look at my money. I avoided it at every cost. I would opt for something much more fun. But I have turned this into a devotional practice, and now I connect with money knowing that it's just energy as a part of myself, as a part of my true nature, my truth of abundance and love. And I sit every Monday with a cup of cacao or delicious coffee, candles lit, and make a devotional practice of connecting to this part of myself. So moving through the world, knowing that in everything you're doing, you're connecting to yourself. Everything you do in the world is an opportunity for you to love yourself more. And another one is to seek support. So seeking support on this journey with a coach, with a therapist, with a collective of friends, a community that can help you, support you, hold you accountable, ask, like, if you're having a hard day, holding space for you. And this can be simple as going to a meditation practice once a week. It can be, working with a coach who helps you work on your self-love more, takes you through the shadow work process, helps you achieve your dreams. Like, all of this is support in your self-love journey, and I believe that everybody needs it. Self-love isn't linear. You will shed layers of yourself. You will begin to change, but you're not changing who you are. You're just becoming closer to the truth of who you are. That will challenge some people. It will challenge some people, and so people may fall away. You may act differently as you move throughout life, and that can make some people uncomfortable, but I promise you that it's worth it to go through the initial kind of discomfort of shedding parts of yourself, your life that no longer serve you, and moving into this place of acting for your highest in every move, with the people that you hang around with the people that you give your energy to, with the work that you choose to give your energy to, with the food that you choose to put in your body. As you know that you are doing this all from love, it will bring peace rather than discomfort. Your ego will be a bit uncomfortable at first, and it will throw some things. This is why you need support, but it will throw some things in your way to challenge you and try and keep you back where you were. But move forward, move through it. No, it's not linear. Yes, you need patience. Yes, you need to be bold and courageous, but the juice is worth a squeeze. And on the other side of it, that compassion, that love, that feeling of bliss that you get to come back to every day is worth it. And this is how you fall in love with yourself, fall in love with life, and begin to open your mind, open your perception to create a life that you are head over heels in love with. I hope this video has helped you. If any of this has resonated, if you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will get back to you. Hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this to help you on your personal and spiritual growth journey, coming back to the truth of who we are, maybe understanding how we tick, how the universe ticks. If you would like any further support from myself, I have a free higher self meditation that you can download. This helps you to step into your next level life. What is your next level life? And then you can also join my community, The Lotus, where we meditate together every Wednesday, raising our own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. And I also have private one-on-one coaching opportunities for you if shadow work is something that interests you. If you've got big dreams that you're going for, what is it that you want to achieve? I can support you in doing that. So all of the links for this are in the description below, and I love you. Have an amazing day.